r/ask Reddit. What shouldn't have become popular? Anti-intellectualism being dumb is not cool. Edit. Since my really offhanded comment is now a top comment on a top post on a default sub, I want to clarify myself. I mean people who are proud they don't read, people who don't pay attention to national or world news, or who keep themselves in a bubble by only listening or watching news from known biased sources like Fox News or the Huffington Post. It's okay to use those, but please keep your ears, eyes, and mind open to a multitude of various reputable sources. Listening to news sites that only reaffirm your beliefs is dangerous. Be curious. There's a huge wealth of knowledge in the world. Also, some kind folks have graciously gilded my comment. It's much appreciated. If others feel they would like to, I'd rather you donate to your local chapter of the ACLU, the Environmental Defense Fund, or the Nature Conservancy. Nothing in all the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. The difference between stupidity and genius is that genius has its limits. Albert Einstein. Did Einstein really say that? It sounded more like something Mark Twain would have said. Mainly every scandal with a YouTuber. I feel like whenever something happens now, it is just keeping their name in circulation, effectively making them more popular. YouTube culture has devolved into drama wars to stay relevant. A lot of the best channels now are the low-key tubers. The best channels never talk about other YouTubers. They just do their stuff. The Great War is a shining example of what a great channel can be. Edit. Obviously, YouTubers saying, hey, these guys make also great stuff that might interest you, or topical collaborations, are not what I meant. Freaking recipe websites where I have to read about how you and your family were inspired whilst climbing the mountains of Wyoming and discovered a wooden shack with a bearded man inside that gave you the secret recipe of how to make the ultimate pulled pork sandwiches. Beach, just show me the recipe. I just started broadening my recipe repertoire, and holy shit, what is up with that? Half the recipes I check out are preceded by a goddamn novel about the ducking stew I want to make. I don't want to know how you came up with the recipe, let alone a play-by-play of each of your friends and family's reactions to eating it. I just want to know how to make it. It's for SEO, search engine optimization. Having something unique in front of the recipe sets it apart and makes it seem like fresh content. If I recall, someone on r/recipes or r/cooking recently made a Chrome extension that simplified pages to just the recipe. I'll look for it when I get home. Edit. Here it is. All credit that way. Plastic microbeads in beauty and hygiene products. The lotions that had them in it were fun to use to play with yourself. I just imagine little beads going where they shouldn't. These damn auto dialers, or robot dialers, or whatever their names are. I must receive a minimum of 10 calls a day from random numbers. Sometimes it's from my area. Sometimes it's from somewhere else in the States. But I get 3 voicemails a day of your computer and all credentials are ducked. Contact Microsoft now. I really wish Verizon would do something about this. Like give me the option to block all incoming calls that are not in my contacts lists. Greetings, friends. Do you wish to look as happy as me? Well, you've got the power inside you right now. So, use it, and send $1 to Happy Dude. 742 Evergreen Terrace, Springfield. Don't delay. Eternal happiness is just $1 away. You were created to warn children about snow days. Anti-vaxxing. I think it is the result of those vaccines being around long enough that nobody knows how much it would suck to actually have any of the illnesses that the vaccines eliminated. I think that the same concept can be applied to why some people are easily ready to give up freedoms for a sense of security or comfort, because they have no idea what it is like to be without those freedoms, and assume it can't be that bad. If they saw a few people with polio and in one of those iron lung machines, they'd change their minds. When I was a kid, we went to a local school and stood in a long line to get the polio vaccine, and were glad to do so because we had seen people crippled by the disease. One of my relatives died from appendicitis because penicillin wasn't available yet. People have forgotten how easily people died before modern medicine. Jenny McCarthy refuses to admit her kid isn't perfect and blames it on something that has saved the lives of millions. Synthetic marijuana. Edit. Wow, since this got so much attention, please adolescents, teens, college students, struggling adults, Don't smoke K2, you will die. Illinois deaths. Doesn't pop on drug tests is what I hear. Never would touch the stuff myself, but I would rather have a worker that smoked some pot every once in a while than a guy on synthetic. It didn't originally, but they can definitely test for it now. Basing policy on statistical outliers. Or basing policy on what looks like a correlation without investigating into other factors that might be causing an issue. Sort of like suppressing symptoms but not treating the disease. Or solving an immediate problem without taking any effort to understand how it interacts with other policies situations. Making a small inconvenience better in a way that causes major costs or headaches elsewhere is frustrating as all hell. The increased size of pickup trucks at each level. A mid-sized truck now is bigger than a full-sized truck from 15-20 years ago. The 2018 Chevy Colorado is considered a compact pickup truck. It's ducking huge. I want a new truck the size of the Subaru Baja or the Ford Ranger from the early 90s. I don't need or want a tank. It's because of poorly thought out regulations. TL. Doctor. Small trucks get grouped with other vehicles of the same wheelbase, cars etc. and they have terrible fuel economy in that class, so the regulations makes it better to just make bigger trucks so they are in the larger vehicle category. Ditto. These new trucks look like tanks. In addition, they are overpriced and gas guzzlers. I don't see the appeal for it. Celebrities as political figures. They almost never have the background to be good political leaders. Please, can we drop the electing Oprah thing? Please, I'm a Democrat. I'm begging. Seriously, I thought it was a joke when I first heard it, and I hope it's a joke the last time I hear it, too. 50 Shades of Grey. I think the market was ripe for a kinky, sexy novel to go mainstream, and I sure as shit don't begrudge her success. E.L. James basically revitalized the romance industry, without which I wouldn't have a job, but it's such a weird choice for a breakout novel. It's everything that people have been shitting on for years. Open bracket. That said, it's far from the worst in the genre. I mean, some of them. Yikes. The series started out as Twilight fanfiction erotica posted in an online forum. That should say enough. Behind this door is my playroom. You mean like your Xbox and stuff? It's amazing these lines actually made it into the movie. It sums up everything about the book. To the author's complete lack of life experience, to the characters that only represents the author in those situations. Parents posting their kids all over social media. I know a lot of them are doing just to get attention too. I was a nanny for a mother who only had a kid to get attention. On Instagram she was the perfect mom. Behind the pictures I was doing everything. This lady wouldn't even change her kid's diaper if she knew I was going to be there soon. She had thousands of followers. Yes, I'm about a month-ish away from having my first baby and I will not allow pictures of her on social media. I don't use it except the FB Messenger function because I have a few friends that will only use it. But other than that, no. You're definitely gonna need to make that real ducking clear to your close friends and family. I don't have kids, but I try to keep myself out of pictures posted online, and it's so much harder than it should be. Some people just feel like they have to post them. Freemium pay to win games. To add to that, loot boxes. Giant mastheads on websites that force visitors to scroll down for any information as a very first step after landing. I believe it is the result of the responsive design movement that looks to make one design effort for both the web and mobile. But whatever, it has destroyed meaningful desktop web surfing. Just as bad as Windows 8 trying to push their dumber style interface that almost everyone hated. I am not an 8-year-old or 80-year-old. I can handle multiple objects on my screen at once without getting confused. Even if we're talking about my cell phone. Huge blocks lacking info while taking up my whole screen is the opposite of functional for me. Glamorizing side chicks and cheating. It's not cute, cool, or funny. It's heartbreaking. She got 5 other dudes in her DM. People putting people on hold because you can't catch feelings. Ridicule if they do. All of that nonsense can go away. Seriously, at the end of all of that is a person whose soul gets completely shattered, and the pain doesn't go away for a very long time. That was me a year ago, and I still find myself hurting when I think about it. Nobody should ever wonder why they weren't enough. Daily Mail. Jesus Christ. Just look at their Snapchat magazine if you can. Not even actual news. Just photos of celebrities being normal people. Edit. Thank you guys so much for all the great responses. Especially you/stop pulling faces for his link to an A to Z list of what DM says will give you cancer. Yeah, but have you seen my girl Demi in a bikini? Everyone clicks in for Almos nudes. Alternative spellings of fairly common names. I know a girl who is named Brihanna or some shit like that. Edit. It's spelled more like Brihanna but the principle is still the same. IDK the exact spelling. That's how messed up it is. Abigail. Expecting teachers to raise children instead of parents. Open bracket. In the US. I second this. It's pretty sad, honestly. Logan Paul edit. Guys, I get me mentioning him gives him more publicity, but my point is I shouldn't have to mention him because he shouldn't be famous in the first place. The only place I see that name is on Reddit, so you have nothing to worry about. Trust me, he's a nobody. Okay, he seems to be a middle American. Middle class. Walmart. Internet nerd thing. He was big on Vine and YouTube. No one over 30 seems to know him. Cash me outside Jill fidget spinners. Cash me outside girly feel bad that her popularity just kind of reinforced her shitty behavior. I don't know. Good for her for exploiting her 15 minutes of fame into a career, I guess. Career? What is she doing? K-cups. Horrible for the environment and it's really not that difficult to brew a pot of coffee. Get a reusable one. It costs about as much as one pack of the disposables, and you can put whatever coffee you want in it. Crypto mining. I wanted to build a PC, but no way in hell am I shelling out that much for graphics card. It's been coming down a bit lately. Hold strong. I bought a 1060 last week for a okay price. The Flat Earth Society. The Flat Earth theory has supporters all around the globe. My brother recently went all out and won't speak with the family anymore because we don't believe the earth is flat and we won't let him plead his argument to us. Scientology. Insert something clearly stupid challenge. Molten lava challenge. Calling people who disagree with you or don't believe a conspiracy you do sheeple. Hitler. The more I hear about this Hitler fellow, the less I care for him. Hey man. Hitler can't be that bad, after all. He killed Hitler. Lip sync battle. Why do we want to watch celebrities pretend to sing songs? Why does anyone find that entertaining? Edit. I know some of you find this one or that one funny, but my problem is with the overall concept of the show. It's just worshipping celebrities for donging around with no real art to it. So, please stop sending me examples of ones that you found funny. I don't like any of them even if I am a fan of that celebrity. This puts into words how I feel about it. Every single god-awful reality show. 4 cheese ravioli. Don't even get me ducking started on this. Because when's the last time you could tell there was more than one cheese? Probably never have you said, oh I can taste and identify 3 of the cheeses. But what's that 4th hidden flavor? Dot. Goddamn never. We never needed 4 cheeses. It's absurd. It epitomizes the culture of excess we live in. I recently heard of a 5 cheese ravioli and almost had a cerebral aneurysm. Internet challenges. I mean, they did find a breakthrough in treating ALS thanks to the Ice Bucket Challenge. The Ice Bucket Challenge was one of the good ones. Maybe the only good one even. It was a great, harmless, awareness campaign that pretty much anyone could participate in. I'd be happy to see more like this come along. Since then they've all been stupid, self-destructive, purposeless challenges though. Eating ass. Shit has some serious health risks. But girls don't even poop so. The Kardashians. The lack of good sex ed in schools, as well as alcohol. The ways that subjects like that are taught is one of the fundamental problems with the US school system. There is a serious lack of good alcohol in schools. Hillary Clinton and Trump in the 2016 election. Being offended for other people. The willing rejection of human rights and public support for a more authoritarian government through the world. The art of dabbing. Cash generating mega churches and their millionaire pimp pastors. Watch their fundraising televangelist shows. They're exploiting the hell out of their followers. I highly doubt baby Jesus gives a duck if you fly around in a G5. I'm pretty sure that's the opposite of what he wants. Also related, tax exempt status for churches in the US. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.